It's been longer than I would have liked since my last video. There has been so much going on, so much back and forth over the past couple of months, and it's all related to our big day, our wedding in Sweden. Hi, I'm Parker, and welcome to my channel. Living in Sweden so far has definitely forced me into a soft way of living. And as someone who has been primarily hypermasculine her entire life, it's such an incredible change. I still catch myself kind of going back and forth or catching myself wanting to repeat old patterns, but I'm happy to even recognize it. And this wedding has only pushed me even further into this new way of being, and so far it's been amazing. So when it came to our wedding venue, we only saw one place. We only visited one place. I found this place on Pinterest after doing just a quick search, and we got married at Ronnäs Slott. It's about 45 minutes outside of Stockholm. I wanted a place that was relatively close to Stockholm just for the airport situation, family coming in from the US, making it as easy as possible. We literally stood there for one weekend last year in July of 2024, and I was like, where do I sign? Give me the paper, give me the contract right now. And we got married exactly a year later in July of 2025. But let's go back to March of this year when we had our wedding tasting. And I'm not even gonna lie, I was so excited, not just to see the venue again, I was ready to eat some food. That visit back, it was so refreshing just to see the venue again and remind myself that this place does not need so much going on. It is already so elegant. It doesn't need much to dress it up. So that was another relief that I had, especially and consideration in picking a venue. I love the logistics of the tasting itself. So all the summer brides and grooms all came on a certain day, and we all had the same experience basically that our guests would have. We were able to taste the menu that we selected for our wedding. Every course was paired with wine, and let's just say by the end of it, I wasn't driving, but I felt very nice. We even got to select our cake. There were different types of cake, different flavors that we could choose from, and we had our heart set on passion fruit. So after we ate, after we selected our cake, it was then time to take a look at the guest rooms. For our guests who are staying overnight, we would assign them specifically what rooms they would be at. And every room at the castle is a little different. Yes, they all have a bed, they all have a bathroom, but it's designed differently. So we were able to take a look at all of them and even our suite. I left very happy, very full, and a little tipsy. So shortly after the tasting, I got a call that my dress was ready. So I had to go back to the US to pick it up, do the alterations, all of that. I didn't go get it in the US to be fancy. No, I got it in the US to have that experience with my mother and my sisters. Being here in Sweden, it would just be me going to get a wedding dress, and I wanted to have that to be a memorable experience with my family. They were able to do alterations in like a month, unheard of. Super, super grateful. And then it was time to come back to do last minute preparations. I used to be an event planner, and I would make my own signs, menus, table cards, all those things. So I thought, why not do it for my own wedding? And that's what I did. I used Canva, played with some templates, got the same color scheme for our wedding, and was able to make all the signage. The welcome sign, the table chart sign. I even made our own wedding favors. As favors, I wanted to stay kind of close to the castle theme a bit, so I ordered these vintage style keys that are actually bottle openers, and had a nice little custom saying printed out and tied each key to this card, and that was added to the place setting at the dinner. So then it came to the week of the wedding. My family arrived about 5 days before the wedding, and I was a little nervous because this is their first time in Europe. Friends were also arriving, trickling in the days right before the wedding from California, New Jersey, New York, Florida, all over, and I'm so grateful. So after we did all the sightseeing, it was time to get everyone to the castle. So to get everyone to the castle, I was thinking, how am I going to take a whole bunch of Americans who've never been in Europe to a remote location outside of the city in one piece without them stressing out or worrying about things? So I decided to hire a bus company. I was able to rent out a charter bus that picked us up at a central location in Stockholm and take us all the way to Rannäs. It was about a 45-minute ride to the castle, gorgeous day, and after everyone got settled in, we then had a welcome barbecue.
Both sides, I'm so happy and grateful. Aww. And friends from all across the world, America and Germany and everywhere. So cheers. Welcome. Skål. Skål.
After the barbecue, it was time to spa. On the castle grounds, there are jacuzzis near the lake and a sauna. For many of our friends and family, it was their first cold plunge experience. And yes, it was cold. We rested up, and then next thing you know, the wedding day has arrived. And there you have it. She's married, and I couldn't be more excited for this new chapter of life. I'm also going to drop all the links to the vendors, the venue in the description below. They all were so amazing. So if you have a big day coming up, definitely check them out. Thank you so much for watching. More to come in my life in Sweden, and I will see you next time.